Hey guys, welcome back. So, I am here with some C-3PO feet in front of me. You'll see they're on a board, sort of strange, right? These are made out of monster clay. Now, I did not sculpt these. I didn't sculpt all of them. I sculpted some parts on here, which I'll get into in a second. But what I've done is I melted down the monster clay, which is one of the great properties of monster clay. It's a wax-based clay, so if you heat it, it turns to liquid. I poured it into my mold, which I have a very accurate C-3PO foot mold, and I have taken a clay casting, and this allows me to make some modifications that I've wanted to do to the shoes for a while, and then I will remold them and then cast them out of material of my choice. But for now, here's what I have done. Basically, the feet were pretty wonky. Like the right foot has a real weird bow in it. I actually have straightened it out quite a bit on this shoe. It's still got a little bit, but I've straightened it out as much as I can do it without kind of affecting the integrity of the look of the shoe. So it's not so bent over from the sole. It's kind of straightened it up a little bit. The left foot has always been really nice, but on both feet, the sole right here, the edge of the sole would scoop under like this. And I always hated that. It was really, really short and it scooped under. So what I've done is I added about 30% more material to the bottom and taken the sides and re-flattened them back out so they're nice and even all the way around. And I've gone back and meticulously sculpted all the stupid little vertical details to match the original shoes, which has taken me a long time, which kind of brings me to another point. When I first started this, I figured I would do this really quick. I would cast them out of, I would mold them with Ultra Cal 30, which is basically like a very, very fine concrete. It's basically a plaster, but it's technically a concrete. Mold the whole thing with that, take off this board, sculpt the soles, and then mold the soles. So I'd have a whole shoe. And then I was going to cast them out of slip cast latex, like how a mask is made. And one of the things that's really good about this kind of material is that, in that kind of casting in general, is that if you have a stone mold and you pour latex in it, what happens is the ammonia in the latex evaporates through the surface of the mold on the inside, and you develop a skin, and it's consistent all the way through. And you let it sit for an hour or two, you develop the skin on the inside, you dump out the rest, and you let it dry, and then you have this nice hollow piece, which is fantastic for making a shoe or a glove or, any of those kind of parts. So I figured that would be a good way to do it. Now, one drawback to that is that the latex shrinks by about 9%. And I'm with these shoes, the 9% shrink I feel like is totally fine. Like my feet should still fit in here just fine, especially since I'm doing the mods to them. But I realized that I've gone through a lot of trouble to resculpt all these stupid little details. And if I need to do it again, I would have to, if that mold didn't come out right or some little issue with it, I would have to do all of this over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a hard mold out of epoxy, same style. I'm not going to use any silicone, I don't think, at the moment. I'm just going to do a brush up epoxy mold on the top of this. Same process, and flip it over, sculpt the soles, make the bottom of the mold, and then instead of doing rotocast castings like a lot of people do, I'm going to do brush-in flexible urethane castings with a fabric backing. So they'll be nice and strong, have some flexibility, pretty paintable, and we're going to go from there. And then if those come out all right, I will still do a stone mold and do latex feet as well, because I just want to know if that'll work. I feel like the latex is the way to go. But anyway, that's very, very rambly. But this is kind of the general plan with these feet. I figured I'd just show them to you as I go here. I'm trying to get these things done in some kind of reasonable time so I can chrome them when I chrome some other parts of my suit. Chrome videos are on the way, guys. I'm sorry, they're still in the works. It takes me forever. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. So I'll be using, as of right now, the plan is I'll be using epoxy coat, base coat, freeform air to make a flange, and then epoxamite with fiberglass matte to make the shell. So it should have a really nice, light but very sturdy mold to work from. And if you want me to document that process, let me know. We can go over that. It should be interesting. So I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be back sometime soon. I can't even talk now. There's too many things in my brain. But I'll be back soon. See you guys in a bit. Thanks for stopping by. Later.